Welcome to another episode of Grassroots. Please be sure to subscribe, whether it be the Apple Podcast app, YouTube especially. You can also get in touch with us through our Discord. I'm sure that we'll provide you with a link for that. I am Wylson.
I am the regular Nas.
Erin Ashley
I'm Erin
Simon.
Ashley Simon. Hey.
Oh, my fault. I
hey,
didn't know that you was going to jump in.
Hey, I'm Erin Ashley Simon, not you.
I wish.
Oh man, so Wylson,
is Brandon joining us later? Or
yo man, I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. Haven't heard from him. He turned the bat phones off.
Okay, all right. So Brandon Killabh might be jumping in.
Yeah, I believe he has some family stuff he has to take care of. So
yeah,
we'll leave it at that.
Go ahead.
So we'll leave it at that. But right now, the inmates are running the asylum. Wylson and regular Nas have the reins right now, sir. And I want to talk about Dave Chapelle and the Chappelle Show coming to Netflix. And what does that mean for comedy and content? So what's your thoughts on that, Wylson?
Okay. I mean, first off, are you excited to see the Chappelle Show popping back up, or did it ever really leave? It was always they were still doing reruns and whatnot, right? On Comedy
reruns.
Central?
I mean, I know y'all like to say I'm old, but I'm from the era of buying DVDs, sir. I had those DVDs, even the unfinished season 3 and all of the uncensored episodes. So I was good in the hood, player. Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited though.
When's the last time you actually popped in a DVD? Because those days are kind of done.
Yeah, I would say a couple of months ago. It's over now. I mean, between Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus, it's over.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? You know how like back in the day, there was such a bootleg market for CDs and selling CDs and stuff like that. And I think that like now that bootleg version is people sharing accounts and sharing like a Netflix account, a Disney Plus account, because it went from that, then it went to LimeWire where we all illegally downloaded. And sometimes, when that happened, we ended up with a Soulja Boy song. And then now it's like, we're at an era where it's just like everyone's sharing accounts. And I feel like no matter how that kind of transition, there's always going to be kind of like that underground or bootleg kind of, actions that are going to be occurring when it comes to content.
Yo, quiet as it's kept. I was in the barbershop the other day. Lady came through with the DVDs, but she also incorporated mask and gloves.
She's an entrepreneur.
For sure.
She's a true entrepreneur. Yo. See now, but
her little suitcase.
I mean, the Fire Stick killed all that though. If anything, you're supposed to hustle Fire Sticks now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, oh, I know how to program them. Like people don't have Google. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sell yourself as the programmer.
Right. Yeah, but little Bobo from down the street ain't gonna know how to program those sticks.
Bobo.
I don't know. I had a little JoJo hook my joint.
You might as well say Pookie.
Man, I had to keep it safe. I don't know a little Bobo. That's why I was like, let me keep it safe because you can't disclose people's stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So
I want to ask y'all a question.
All right.
Oh, my fault, Wylson. Go ahead, bro.
No, my bad, brother.
Oh, no, I was gonna say.
Why are you so nice today? Jeez, man.
I mean, I missed y'all. I'm be honest, I wasn't here last week, so I'm trying to play nice.
You're too nice. What is wrong with you? There's something wrong with you. Both of y'all are too nice. You're like, no, you go. No, you go. No, my friend, you go. Just why do you go?
Very civilized.
Y'all too nice today.
Yeah, man. But I want.
Brandon is the source of tension. Chris.
He's so argumentative.
The mediator's not here, guys.
The mediator.
Nas go.
Now, I wanted to ask, since the Chappelle Show is showing reruns, since they're bringing it back to Netflix, right? We all know, if you watch the original, how Chappelle pushed the line, right? Even from like his first episode, the Black White Supremacist. Do you think content like that can be successful in today's climate with cancel culture and the way people are, being so overly politically correct? Do you think shows like that have a chance? Do you think something new can come about? Or is it just like we're going to leave the Chappelle show where it is?
I think content like that can still thrive today. I think the key to it is never apologize. Like Dave Chapelle, he never apologizes.
Right.
I feel like once he apologizes for something, then they're going to be able to censor him and everything else. But until then, he can always stand behind the, I do comedy. It's just jokes. You know what I'm saying?
I also think that, it's funny. I actually talked about this for my job, where there's a fine line between political correctness and art form's depiction of a sensitive matter, right? Because it's like, sometimes are they reacting because that it's not politically correct, or are they reacting because it's a sensitive topic that's just being presented a certain way? So does it make that piece of art or work insensitive? Or does it just come across as insensitive because it's such a sensitive topic that they're highlighting and people are reacting? And sometimes I feel like people aren't able to tell between the two, especially when it comes to comedy, right? Comedic relief is placing humor. It is, well, for the really great comedians, it's placing comedic relief and humor on real life things. They're just joking about real life things, and some of those real life things are intense, not good, very, very, harming or traumatic, right? But they're putting a comedic twist to it, and it allows us to kind of have these open-ended conversations. And some people are going to react because of that comedic art form, but it's not, they're just using their art form to depict this matter. And it may be a traumatic thing, So it's like, where do we draw the line?
I don't know. I personally, I think that with everything that's going on with censorship and the cancel culture and everything, I think that it's more so been fetishized. Like, I feel like it's like cancel porn now. Like, I don't think that many people get outraged. I think the backlash is just being played up by the media. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't feel like there's that many people that are out there that are really hurt. I just feel like everything just gets gasoline thrown on it.
It's dangerous, man. To be honest with you, I think I kind of agree with you, Wylson, that the media makes it bigger than what it actually is. I remember, I don't know if it was Keenan Ivory Wayans or Damon Wayans saying that we used to crack jokes on each other because we were so hungry and because we were so poor. That kind of bred us to be the comedians that we were, and it kind of gave us our thick skin to kind of get through those traumatic experiences. Comedy is a relief for some people. I look, some of my favorite comedians, Seinfeld, Bill Burr, Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Pryor. These guys use comedy as a source of therapy. Like, you kind of gotta look at things. We may not comprehend everything that we're seeing. We may not understand everything that we're seeing. So it's just like, all right, well, this is kind of abnormal, or this is kind of funny to me from this perspective. If I look at it here, maybe it's palatable. Maybe I can digest it more if I add a joke to it. And I think that when you have cancel culture, you remove the talking points that could be brought about from a certain subject. So if I don't understand something, I may be able to joke about it, and somebody may be able to educate me. Doesn't mean the joke's not funny. It just means like, here's a talking point that we can start here. We can find solidarity in comedy, if you understand. If I didn't lose you guys.
Yeah. Well, we're with you. I think also, like, I'm not gonna just place it on media as well. I mean, you guys know, we have to be accountable for ourselves. We contribute to the problem, and when I say we, I'm not saying like necessarily us, but as people on social media, we contribute to this problem. There's so many times that people react to things on social media. They only see a bit of the information or a bit of the content and don't see the whole thing. And so they react based off of the little bit that they see instead of reacting based off of the full information and scope. And then on top of that too, as well, I think that a lot of times when it comes to these kind of culturally insensitive content, because there has been culturally insensitive content, but like, for example, I think you have to allow people to grow and to learn and allow them to tell you what they've learned. Like, getting mad. First of all, we all know what the content was like in the 90s. Like, let's keep it a buck. It was pretty culturally insensitive all around. So you have to put things in context. Now, if someone had a show from the 90s and they remove the episode and they say, you know, we apologize, we see, we made the fix, et cetera, you have to give people a chance to show that they've learned from a past mistake. Cancel culture does not allow for growth or for someone to change, right? The same way that, like, we all probably have done really stupid things when we're 16, 15 years old. Now, depending on what it is, right? Like, if it's something like murdering someone, like, that's a whole different story, right? We're not even gonna get into that whole bucket, right? But I had to use an extreme example. But if it's like we did something stupid, but by the time we are 30, 31, 32, or whatever, we learned from it and we were able to talk and discuss, like, we have to give someone a chance to change and develop. And I think that sometimes we don't, and sometimes we don't, even when it comes to like content or previous, or even context to some of these comedic relief moments and art forms.
Wylson, you got something to say? Or
I mean, I'm just sitting back, like, I'm wondering, what was the last time one of you guys were really offended by what a comedian said?
I can't even.
Wait, are you asking us, or is this like a general question for everyone?
No, I'm asking y'all. Like, when's the last time you've personally been hurt by something a comedian said, or have known someone who has seriously been hurt by something that a comedian said?
Now, hold on.
What I'm getting at is, who are
hurt?
Yeah. What do you mean by hurt?
Hurt in any way, to the point where you're going to get on the internet and write about it.
Nah, I've never been that angry or hurt.
So think about how weird and fragile these people are online that are hurt from something that Dave Chapelle says.
Well,
like Dave Chapelle said, that's a brittle spirit.
Well, I mean, but also I would say though that I'm not saying that every person who reacts, like, I agree with it. I don't. But also, when people have traumatic experiences or deal with stuff in their life, like, we can't tell people how they should feel, right?
But here's what I'm getting at. I don't think these people exist. These hurt people.
You saying it's all fake? You saying it's all fake?
They're all on Twitter.
No. You know what I think exists? I think the social warriors exist. And they're standing up for these fictitious hurt people when nobody's hurt.
So the people that may be out there.
Yeah. And they're not there.
They're like Donald Rumsfeld. There are known knowns and then there are known unknowns. And then, so that's Donald Rumsfeld. I'm taking you kids back. Taking you kids back.
But that's
I don't know,
the fine
man.
line, though. That's the fine line.
I've never met one of these hurt people.
But what I can say,
I've never seen one.
But just because we've never met them doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. That's the same way that, like, just because someone doesn't know someone who's dealt with police brutality doesn't mean that it doesn't happen, right?
Yeah, but we see that on camera though. When have you seen one of these hurt people from jokes?
It was on Twitter. You haven't seen stuff on Twitter? Yeah. Dave Chapelle was one that was sparked on social media. And I remember that too.
And Dave even said that one of his, remember the Asian lady that was married to the Mexican dude? And she said she was offended by his joke because he said, no offense, but you're about to give birth to the hardest working baby the world has ever seen.
Fantastic joke. It's an amazing joke.
But she got so mad and said she'll never buy one of his CDs again. Well, he said, if she had done just a little bit of research, a quick Google search, she would have found out that his wife is in fact Asian. You know, so it's just like, I agree with you, Andy. I've never seen these people that are allegedly so hurt and so distraught. But like E said, we don't know. Just because we don't see it doesn't mean that they don't exist. So on that point, I'm kind of on the fence, man. But you need comedy. You know, like, especially now, I wish that a Dave Chapelle show was here. Or I wish that the cancel culture wasn't so sensitive now, because with COVID and especially politics, I think comedy it's a necessity at this point.
Yeah.
Because if I don't laugh, then it's just like, this is the world we live in. It's kind of bleak and melancholy, you know. It's whack, for lack of a better term.
Have you guys been watching or been peeping SNL with any of their recent skits that they've been doing, especially when it came to the debates, political debates?
They're so far.
All I saw was the F Kanye, and I was out of there.
Well, but sometimes SNL is so far left that it's just like, I get it, bro. Like, I get that this is your political views, but it's just so far on the other side that it's unbearable sometimes. And they don't push the limits like they used to. To be honest with you, they play it really safe. And
Of course.
But is it their fault?
Yes,
or is it the fault of just this political correctness pressure that society's placing?
Well,
no, it's their fault.
Well, cancel culture was birthed on the left.
You better be easy.
It is.
Yeah, election time is right around the corner. You're talking real conservative, like, pal.
No, I'm just saying. Come on, we all know it. The left leads and spearheads cancel culture.
Yeah, but
well, but there's a version of cancel culture on the right side as well. Like, I mean, we can't. Yeah, it's everyone. It's the extremists. That's what you call it. It's not a left. Don't call it a left. Don't call it a right, because there are people who are conservative, who are reasonable people, and there are people who are democratic, who are reasonable people. It's the extremists that are really pushing cancel culture in so many different forms as well. But not all. Some people who are cancel culture are people who actually have been advocating for something for a long, long, long time, and rightfully so are canceling someone or getting justice for someone's bad behavior, like Harvey Weinstein. He needs to be canceled, point blank and period. So
that was a societal issue. He needed to be removed from society.
But what I'm saying is like, there were people who were advocating, and originally Me Too had people who've been advocating for this for a long, long time. It just got distorted because there were people that some can deem extreme that took it into another direction and message because of whatever personal gain or whatever, right? But I think that there are some people that need to be accountable. There are some people who there needs to be some form of justice, but there are some cancel culture things that are led by people extremely, and it's for whatever purpose, whether it's personal or something else, and it's led somewhere else. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we just have to not feed into this left versus right. It is extreme individuals that have their own agendas that are pushing something to make things be divisive.
Left wing, right wing is the same bird. It's the same bird. But if you want to talk about Harvey, right? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Right. And what's the best way I can ask this question?
Raw.
I see a lot of stuff on the media, right, where it's say, freedom of expression, a woman's body, it's her choice. Cool, I'm with that. If I own, and this is a hypothetical, this is not regular Nas, this is a hypothetical.
It's getting risky.
If I own a production company, and I say, yo, do you want this? Now, I'm not saying it's right. If you want this role, you do X, Y, and Z. And you do X, Y, and Z as the person I'm soliciting. Am I wrong, or are you wrong? Because if I give you the role after I said, well, I want this, it's a quid pro quo. If you did A, B, and C, and then you got D, E, and F, fair exchange is no robbery.
Yeah, but if, for example, were you put in a position like that to get your job and role? Did someone say to you, hey, I'm not going to say your name when I'm saying this, but hey, mister, you need to suck dick to get this job?
No, see, that's different.
It doesn't matter.
No. But what I'm asking,
you're asking different though.
Yeah. No, what I'm getting at is when you're saying, is it right? But what I'm saying is it's an abuse of power.
Time out. If he's speaking to a gay man, then that's that gay man's decision to do it. Is it right?
No. I'm not talking about the gay man though. I'm not talking about gay men.
No, she's saying
the owner.
She's saying if I, as the owner, or the proposition, whatever person, male, female, whoever I fancy.
I thought she said a dude.
No,
Go
no,
on.
yeah, no. I'm getting.
No,
get to,
I just
no.
didn't. I didn't want to say that sentence with Nas's
Yeah.
name in it.
If-
That's why I said, "Oh
No,
no."
no, it's all right. No, let's get raw. If I was a proposition, male or female, whoever that person is that I fancy, and he is asking, well, did you have to do that to get into your position? To which I would say, doesn't matter how I got to my position. The offer on the table is for you.
But my point is with that is whether that person takes it or not, it's still an abuse of power. Period. And I'm not saying like for that person, I'm not gonna ever speak to. There's certain situations that, like, for example, I've never been in, and so I can't speak to it. I can't,
Right.
you know, especially I've never and but it's sad. It's sad that I have to say this because more often that situation happens to women in varying different spaces, right? I'm just lucky I haven't had to ever deal with that. But no matter what, it's still an abuse of power, whether that person takes it or not. It's still an abuse of power because if that person themselves never had to, like, for example, Harvey Weinstein, if he never had to suck dick to get to his position, but it's requiring someone else to do it to him, that's an abuse of power, point blank and period. So no matter what, it's still wrong.
So I think what Nas is saying that it's obvious it's an abuse of power, but I think what he's saying is how big of an abuse of power is it, or how much punishment should be dealt for it if the person went along with it?
But not every person, and well, I don't think Harvey is the right example because there's been a lot of people and people who didn't go along with it who've said how he abused power, right? Like there have been actresses, and there's even the story about Brad Pitt stepping in and being like, yeah, we're not going to do this today. Because Brad Pitt at one point was, I mean, he still is, but he was one of, when he was younger, was the most popular actor at the time. And was it Gwen? Who was it? Was it
Gwyneth Paltrow?
It was Gwyneth Paltrow. She had a situation with Harvey. Brad Pitt, the story goes that he stepped in and was just like, nah, because he was an actor that Harvey couldn't touch.
Yeah,
but it's just like, you have an example like that. Like if you have someone who's a repeat offender, it doesn't matter. Like there needs to be some sort of justice and repercussions when it comes to that person.
You know what's funny? It's always these dudes that look like monsters that get caught and whatnot. How many good-looking dudes do you think are out there just rolling around abusing their power, just scot-free because they're good looking and they're not getting told on?
It's not abuse of power then, now is it? Not if you're good looking.
Like there's got to be some good-looking ones out there statistically abusing their power. How come these men are never bought?
I mean, Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was a serial killer, and he was viewed as attractive.
Well, that's a lot different than Harvey Weinstein.
No, it's not. Is it? He's still.
Hold on. Okay.
He's still a bad person. A bad person is a bad person, no matter what.
There's degrees, though. Like if I steal candy from a store, I'm a bad person. I'm not Ted Bundy.
There are degrees. No. Just because you're stealing candy from a store doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. You could be in a bad environment that requires for you to survive and you're doing things to survive. I don't deem that making you a bad person for that. Oh, if you are a monster, let's just call it a monster. A monster is a whole other level. If you are a monster, doesn't matter what degree of monster you are, you're a monster, period.
I can agree with that.
Period.
I can agree with that. Weren't there, back to the topic at hand, weren't there episodes of certain shows that got canceled or they took out as far as re-airing?
There was an episode from The Office where they celebrated this, I forget what kind of Christmas, but it was a certain Christmas where there is this story, a folklore story that talks about this character called Black Peter, and one of the cast members, and obviously acting within the show, had to play as Black Peter, and they took it out. Now
the white,
but the obviously
Hilarious.
You know there was an apology after it, and the apology also explained why it wasn't a good thing contextually, et cetera, right? So I think that, I don't know, it's interesting because I didn't really see anyone after that happened and it got taken out, I didn't really see anyone say anything after the apology. Like
Did
there wasn't
Netflix
like
take it out?
no, I think like the creator made the decision to take it out. Because
I don't
he apologized for it.
I don't like that. You know why? Because that's, if you watch the show, that's Dwight's character. He's insensitive like that. And I don't think it comes from a malicious place. That's just his character. When he told Pam that she was slightly below average, like that's just his character, and that's just the tone of the show. They weren't out there to make fun of African Americans. That was just the folklore in his beat farm or wherever he was from.
How do you guys feel about like black people playing whiteface, like Dave Chapelle as the news anchor,
Chuck Taylor?
Chuck Taylor, Sean and Marlon as white chicks? How do we feel about that?
Take it off the table. I mean, if you're gonna,
you want that taken away?
If you're gonna listen, depending on how you write the sketch, right? How you write that joke, because all jokes come from, I'm trying to make you laugh. That's the starting point with most jokes. Now, if the blackface is different because it was made fun, it was lampooning African Americans early on.
Yeah, there's a history to it.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that history of blackface is different than whiteface. But if we're going to be equal and just, if that's the aim, then all of it has to be taken off.
Because we can't cry about it. Right. And then do it.
And it's the other, what's the famous actor from the 1940s? He was a Caucasian gentleman who portrayed an Asian American, but he had they did his makeup to make his eyes really slanted. He had buck teeth. It was just like a really harsh interpretation and stereotype of an Asian American. Yeah. And he won like an award for it, but they still play that movie. So I mean, so you to either take it all off or you have to leave it.
Well, there's some content piece that are clearly racist that you just need to take off. Period. I think it goes back to having to. I think there needs to be an evaluation of case by case for the content. And just to reiterate, just correcting myself, NBC and Netflix did take it off. But the creator did apologize and explained also, added context to the apology. Another thing too, Dave Chapelle is going to be on SNL November 7th. What do you guys think what do we expect from this? Of course we expect Dave to be Dave, but like, what do you think is maybe coming from this?
Voice of reason, like he did last election. And Rory, Michael Rooney, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Michael Rooney was the actor who played the stereotypical Asian American. That Dave Chapelle thing on SNL is going to be dope, though. I think he's going to try, depending on who wins, to kind of calm everybody down. And like he did 4 years ago, he doesn't like Trump. He doesn't like some of the things that he says, but give him a chance. Right? So I think he's going to go along those same lines November 7th after today's election.
I know he already addressed his last SNL appearance. When he had said that, he addressed that during one of his specials.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot exactly what he said, but he said he said he kind of regretted saying that a little bit. But
yeah. But at the time it was needed. At the time it was needed because everybody was up in arms. And quiet as it's kept, be careful, man, because I think New York may go red for the first time since 1984.
You think?
Explain. Wait. Explain to the listeners. You can't just drop a fact like that and just be out.
Well, New York hasn't voted as a state Republican since 1984, since the Reagan era, right? But I was at work. A couple of my coworkers said they were online, upstate New York, Dutchess County to be specific. And this coworker who happens to be Caucasian said he was standing in line next to a Jamaican brother, and he said, the Jamaican brother said aloud, I don't care what you say, I'm voting for Trump. And that's where, and a lot of newscasters are projecting that Trump may have a larger black male vote than people think.
Well, also there's states that are going to be flipped. They said that potentially states will be flipping this year, not just New York, but other states as well that were typically red may be flipping to the other side.
I don't like that about Texas, man.
It's going to be interesting.
A lot of people from California who ran from California ran from the things that they voted in place. Then you run to Texas where they don't have any of those things that you voted for. And now you're voting for the same thing that you just left from.
Some people move. You can't say run. If a job takes them to Texas, you can't say
no, they're running. They're running from LA.
They're running from California. Has a serious homeless problem. Then on top of that, you're taxing the millionaires already 48%. You want to go up to 60%. Right now, California gets millionaires tax 48%. Why are you taxing me that much? And you have a homeless situation. Violence is going up.
Sounds
what are you
like
doing?
They got to move to Oregon, maybe move to Montana. Do the Kanye move, get that ranch.
You know what's funny? Yeah, I was listening to earlier. I was talking to Nas about the Tariq Nasheed show or whatever. But he had brought up one interesting point, and I'm saying this because you said that Trump might have like a large black male like following now or whatever. But Tariq Nasheed was like, out of the three of them, out of Trump, Kamala, and Biden, Trump's the only one who never enacted a policy that has impacted black people's lives in a negative way. Kamala and Biden have. I just thought that was interesting that he had said that.
That's not a Wylson fact. That's a Tariq Nasheed thing.
That's a Tariq Nasheed fact.
All right. Neutral person.
And that's not to push anybody either way. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
I personally don't vote.
I'm just saying people, yes, he might not have put a policy, but let's not take into fact as a businessman that some of his decisions didn't impact, especially people of color within the areas that he built the towers and et cetera. And even with the employees themselves. And I know that for a fact because my grandmother used to work in New York City and deal with public housings. And so she dealt with the man and she told me stuff. It's very aligned with what people are thinking. So this is not something that is just like out of like, so like,
no, he's known as a crude businessman doing things to affect people's living situations and everything.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is people may argue that in terms of the policies, but I think it's also important to note that he has done things that have impacted people of color in their lives. It just is not as a policy, but it's as business moves and decisions, which is very, very interesting too, because I know I kind of want to bring this up too. It's a little bit off, but I'll find a way to bring it back. Right. I think that, no, because this is important. I think that COVID in a way is affecting gentrification in terms of rolling it back. You know how everyone was talking about how, everyone's leaving New York. New York's not going to be the same. The New Yorkers are still there. It's the people that moved into New York that are leaving.
Yeah, good.
So it's interesting. So damn, Nas, who hurt you?
Get out, man. You ruined my city. Get out.
But
Nas hates tourists.
But what I'm trying to say is that we're starting to see this. People who have gentrified Los Angeles are moving out. People who gentrified New York are starting to move out. So I'm actually curious to see how this goes full circle. I'm also very curious to see the comedic content, especially from Dave Chapelle, that maybe will address these matters, these nuanced matters that are happening during this time. And no matter what, I feel like no matter what you do or say, it's an emotionally high, tense time right now. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say, things can be interpreted the wrong way. So I'm all for us having dialogue and conversation and comedy for the purpose of highlighting things. Because no matter what, I feel like now people are going to take it the wrong way. Some people are going to present it the wrong way. That happens. We're human. But I think overall, no matter what you try to do, people are going to always take it the wrong way because it's just such an emotionally, mentally high, tense time we're in right now.
I'm going to tell you like this. Today, Trump is the anomaly. that guy's gonna win. That guy's gonna win today. You know, he is. Oh, man, I just hope everybody cooler heads prevail because I think stuff is gonna hit the fan.
Hopefully.
Well, listen, man.
Hopefully
I
cooler
was
heads
looking
prevail,
at
man.
Biden. Biden looks like an angry, disgruntled old man.
He is a clown.
Hey, Jack.
I'm
Listen,
not,
Jack.
but they're all clowns. They're all clowns.
Listen, Jack.
Let's keep it even. They're all clowns, but Biden is the clown in regular garb,
Yeah, I mean,
like the wolf in sheep's clothing, kind of.
Like
in my opinion.
Like I was telling people,
me.
like I was telling people at work, man. You on one hand, I got one old Caucasian dude saying, "Hey, Jack, if you got to choose between me and Trump, you ain't black." And then I got the other idiot on the other side going, "Look at my African American. Look at him over there on that." Like, how am I supposed to choose between these two people, man? It's just like, dog, what's going on? And honestly, I really do, from the bottom of my heart, believe that this is a setup for Kamala Harris. Like, if Biden wins, I honestly don't think he's gonna. His health,
he's
not
clear.
gonna,
His mental is.
yeah, he's not gonna
popped.
make it all 4 years. We'll be looking at the first female person of color as Madam President, if that man is elected within, I say, 2 years. 2 years, and then it's over. Either way, history is going to be made today. Either way.
I don't know. I just don't like the way how they play on fear, man. Like, yo, even in the last his opening statements, it's
Listen,
just
Jack.
all fear mongering. Yo, I hate it, yo. I hate it. But I don't want to steer nobody in no certain direction. I just don't like the fear mongering stuff, man. All that preaching of lockdown this and lockdown that. No, people need to get back out there into the world. Clearly, people that have like conditions, they need to be protected. Their family members need to protect them. Maybe their family members don't go out if they know somebody is high risk or whatever, and they want to be able to keep that close relationship with them. But the world can't stop.
Yeah.
Biden and Kamala, they're talking about just stopping the world.
Again.
Well, I mean, with the rates going up, we may have to. This is what I think. I don't agree with stopping the world, but if people are being too irresponsible where the rates get out of control, then it's going to happen. It's a twofold thing, right? It's not just about the politicians and what they said. For example, right, with New York, he said, if we keep the rate below a certain level, restaurants can be open, bars can be open, you guys can live your lives. But if it gets to a certain point, I have to enact certain things. Cuomo said that. So I think that's fair. I think it's fair with saying, hey, live your life, but we all have to be responsible. And as long as we're responsible and we keep this rate low, then you guys can live your life. I think that's fair. If people are being way too irresponsible to the point where the rate gets up, because if the rate goes up, it's going to impact those people whose family have high risks. And with those people who have high risk, there's more deaths. We ourselves as citizens need to be more responsible too. We can't constantly keep blaming politicians all the time. And I guess that's kind of a point that I've been making for several episodes is the accountability is partially on us too.
I don't think that we should take COVID advice from Cuomo though. Cuomo
but what?
Had a little snag there in the beginning.
Yeah, but we have one of the lowest rates in the country right now. And we still do. Even though it's gone up a bit, we still have one of the lowest. People can travel to New York. I mean, they have to quarantine, but we're not a high risk state right now. So yeah, I'm going to give it to him. Because where we were before, it was a shit storm compared to where we are now. And everyone else is having a shit storm.
You heard about him
that's because
in the old folks' homes, though? What happened in the beginning with the old folks' homes?
No, I know what happened. It sucks, right? But also, the same way that you give Trump and give people credit, I'm going to give him credit for that because we do have low rates.
Well, yeah,
we do.
I just don't want to see the country locked down again.
Part of that is New York citizens responded the right way. It wasn't just him. It was we also responded the right way. So that's what I'm saying. It's a twofold thing. It's not just the policies and the rules are saying, it's also us saying, hey, I'm going to be responsible because I want to keep the rates low for everyone, including myself. Our nationalism is so connected with self-centeredness and selfishness. We mask our patriotism with being selfish. We do.
So if Trump wins, do you think?
Yeah, for some people, Nas, it's true. Like my freedoms and this, but it's not normal times that we're in right now.
That's been since the inception of this country, girl.
No, I know.
We threw that T over.
I know, but we gotta reiterate for some people, right? It's context. Our patriotism is masked with self-centeredness and selfishness. And that's part of the problem that we're going through right now.
So if Trump wins this election, you can kind of see it overnight from the last election. The Democrats kind of snapped a little bit. Like mentally, that broke a lot of people. Do you think that if it happens again, do you think that there's going to be another snap, except for this time there's going to be riots and everything?
Well, I mean, my thing is, how are the comedians and content people and Dave Chapelle going to be depicting this? It's
going to be funny. I heard Lil Pump say,
yeah.
I was going to say, real quick, Wylson. Lil Pump said if Biden wins, he's moving to Colombia.
He's trying to keep that tax money.
If Biden wins, he's moving to Colombia. It's going to be interesting tomorrow.
I've never seen a Republican get endorsed by this many rappers. I've never seen that.
Hey, man.
That's new.
Because rappers got money now.
Yeah.
In the Reagan era, they didn't have money.
And
I'm shocked. Gold chains.
And I'm shocked that they're standing for this guy out of all of them. You know?
Times are changing, man.
I mean, hey, when you make money, it changes your mindset. It changes a lot of things. I just wish people just, you know what? I just hope Dave Chapelle highlights all of this and makes us all realize how stupid we all are. I really do.
He watches the show. He watches the show.
Oh, he's gonna make a Knots character? Is that what's gonna happen?
No, listen, man. Like Wylson and I said before, we've seen our jokes before somewhere else. It's like we said that 2 weeks ago, and then it just magically pops up.
Oh, it just magically pops up.
It just magically pops up.
Magically.
So if Biden wins, what do you guys think is going to change in the U.S.?
Economy's going down, bro.
Like, what in your life is going to change if Biden wins?
How is our life going to change if Trump wins? I feel like no matter what happens, things aren't going to change because we still are going to be dealing with COVID.
Yeah, but the way how, and we've all seen it, the way how it's being painted is if Trump wins, it's the end of the world.
Well, that's what they said the first time. He was going to bring World War III.
That's what was said the first time.
And the man was nominated for 3 Nobel Peace Prize. Prizes, rather.
He's the only president that hasn't started a war. Forget that.
But don't do it.
No, I'm just saying. But if Biden wins, like, what do you think is going to change? Do you think like the racial tension that is going to change in America as far as like what's going on in the media?
I think the right wing
relax a little bit.
The right wing extremists,
because he definitely does stir it up. That's what I doubt.
No, he does. The extremists on the right are going to go bananas. I think those little militias that started when Obama was in office are going to pop up again. They're going to bubble up again, even worse this time. I think that he's going to slow down the economy. We're going to hit another a very bad recession if him and Kamala actually go through with closing everything up. I think the housing market will go down, and hopefully they'll legalize marijuana, and that'll kind of stabilize something. Get some sort of money flowing.
See now, what I am hoping from Biden and them, from what I heard they are preaching, is if not getting rid of all of your school loans, at least like $10,000 worth or something like that.
Well, yeah, didn't Sally
colleges will be free for families with certain
I don't care
household income.
I don't care about the future. I don't care about the future.
No. I'm saying I'm talking about
my pockets.
He's only worried about himself. He's a typical American. He's only worried about himself.
That's his patriotism. So self-centered. That's the problem right there.
Okay, I don't care about everybody else. What are you doing for me? What are you doing for me?
You shouldn't be able to give young men these huge loans.
Well, that's
well,
the,
young
that's
men and women, these gigantic loans
well, that's the
that
system,
you wouldn't
right?
give them for no other reason
Nope.
other than to throw it away at school.
Oh, you want to take
Crazy.
100,000 out for school? Here, yo, can I get 10,000 to start my own business? Hell no. Hell no, you can't get that.
You know,
Doesn't make any
So
sense.
if Biden fixes that, that's my man.
That's
oh
my
my
man.
God.
That's my man.
But we do, but no, even though you don't give a crap about the community college thing, it is important because it allows for our people to have access to education, right? And allows people who aren't who don't get access because of their living circumstances to be able to still access it and make a better life and contribute back. You know, what if it helps people become nurses? And when you're in a retirement home, Wilson, that nurse is someone who went through that community college program and they take good care of you because they have been trained properly.
I'm
right?
not going to die of old age. When I die, there's definitely going to be an open case. My body will be.
Yo,
Oh
why
my
do you say
gosh,
that and his joint go black? He said-
Yo, someone said cut it.
Yeah,
no
they're
more.
definitely
it.
gonna find my body in some hotel next to a treasure map.
Nah, you're gonna
Something.
die. You know what? You know, Nas, what's gonna happen? He gonna be the person who's found on the toilet.
Yo, that's a terrible way to go out. Don't do the Elvis thing, man. Don't do
You're
the
in
Elvis thing.
middle of taking a shit and you're just.
That's a terrible way to go.
It's not the worst way. To
Is
go.
that or would like being like ripped apart by a shark would be a bad way? Or
I'd rather
would
go on the
drowning
toilet.
be a bad way?
I'd rather go on the toilet.
All three of those
Over any
are
of those.
terrible.
Hold on. The toilet is nothing in comparison to a shark.
The toilet is terrible.
Okay.
Toilet is terrible.
You'd rather
No,
be
man,
eaten by a shark
hold
than
on,
die
hold
on the toilet.
Fam, you're there, hunched over. Now imagine if you catch the heart attack and you lean forward. Now your booty's in the air, pants down by your ankles, and a half a turd out your ass. That's crazy.
Still better than a shark. Still better than a shark, man.
That's a crazy way to go out.
So Nas,
That sucks.
you prefer a shark attack.
100%. At least I can swing. I
Nah,
can do something. I can fight to gouge an eye out like LL Cool J in Deep Blue. I can do something, man.
Nah, the worst way to go out is like and this is my nightmare, going out like Gary Coleman.
How'd he go?
He tripped and hit his head on a rock.
That's-
It wasn't even like
It's
not even like a long fall. Like, yeah, took him out.
Note that, Chris. Nope.
Oh my gosh.
That shouldn't be censored. That's science.
Just blur out the name. We're just
Is
gonna have
that
Or to like
Oh,
slip in the
man.
shower or something like that. Those are the worst deaths.
I feel like if a comedian said that, there would definitely have been an uproar for sure.
You think?
It would all have been a facade.
Yeah, I think there would have been an uproar.
There's not that many short people out there.
Chill,
That,
chill. Stop. Just stop. Just
Wait,
stop.
hold on though.
Oh yeah.
How are you gonna talk about your clients?
Well,
Facts.
here was the
Thank
whole
you, E.
thing.
How are you
Thank
gonna
you.
talk about you're supposed to be defending your client. Now you're talking, you switched up.
Well,
If I said that joke,
well,
he'll come at me.
Well, technically, he's not my client, and I referred to him as short, so I wasn't being insensitive.
Yeah,
One
of your clients is the bagel guy. And he's
Yeah,
short
but
too. If
no,
you're representing your client, you're representing
The bagel
rights,
guy,
the
bagel
liberty
guy,
of everyone else who's just like your client.
the bagel guy is a short man.
How tall is the bagel guy?
He's not a dwarf.
4'11".
Exactly.
He's short, though.
Gary Coleman was like
4'10".
4'8".
4'10" is a midget.
A little person, please.
Okay,
So
4'10"
there's-
is a little person. Gary Coleman is not my client. I cover all of the short people, not little people.
Yeah, but your client will see you say this and they'll be like, wow, I thought
Hold
you were
on.
defending me. I thought you were defending me and you are just like everyone else.
Hey, look, I am considered short. If you start considering midgets short, I'm upgrading to tall automatically.
All right, so that makes
I'm not going to
Nas.
be grouped in the same
That makes-
category.
Gary
with
Coleman was 4'8". Gary Coleman's 4'8".
Yeah, that's not short.
Bagel guy. Let me see. How tall was the bagel guy? What's his name?
Nah, he's 5 feet.
He's 5 feet. Okay.
Yeah, that's a short man.
All right. I mean, he's 3 inches taller than Gary Coleman. It's not a big difference.
There is.
Thank you, Chris.
There is.
Wait,
How tall? Wait, how tall is the other guy?
Bagel guy was 5 feet. Gary Coleman was 4'8".
Okay. So Gary, I mean, dwarfism is
4'10".
defined as 4'10". So technically, it is it's a disorder. So it's not necessarily that he's short. He's a disorder. Short. It's
he's
different.
A little person. That's different.
That's different.
Not my client. I can't.
I don't know. You're tweetering the line there.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know his plight.
But we could say that they both are small.
Yeah.
Right? They both are small.
Yeah,
they're both below average. So technically, in certain definitions, they are in the same bracket.
There we go, E.
No.
There we go, E.
They are in the same bracket, below average.
One has a condition. Difference right there.
Yeah, but
Gary Coleman, he could probably get like one of those handicap stickers.
Yeah, but that's like you saying that someone has vitiligo, and but they're black. Does it still mean they're black?
So let's say I covered people who have vitiligo, right? And then some guy with a birthmark, a convenient birthmark comes along. I'm supposed to defend him as well? No, that's not vitiligo.
No, but what my point is, if you take someone like yourself who's black, you take someone who has this disease, this condition, right? Mm-hmm. Just because they have this condition does not mean that they're not black. They're still black. If someone is below average, doesn't matter if they have dwarfism or not, they're still below average.
Hold on, but some people that are considered short are actually above average. I believe the average height for a man is 5'6", I think, worldwide.
Yeah, but
and I'm 5'8". They still call me short. Technically, I'm tall.
Yeah, but then there's still people who are grouped under below average. There's people who are grouped below average. So they're still in the same bracket. They're below average.
Okay. All right. If we're going to have a serious conversation about height.
This is a serious conversation. What are you talking about?
No. I'm saying if we are, let me expand on it.
The only person is you. I'm being serious.
No. I'm serious as well. Let me expand on it. Since we're having a serious conversation. There's little people.
Right.
Then it moves on to short. And then the tall. There's nothing in between short and tall.
Yeah, it's called average. It's called average.
Yeah.
So where does the average start?
What
height does average start at?
It's between the below average and above average.
Give me a height. Where does average start for a man?
Let's look it up.
Boom. As soon as I type in average. Average height for a human male is 5'6".
So if that's the case, you guys can no longer call me short.
Well, hold on.
First of all,
now I have to be referred to as average.
You call yourself short.
No, women call me short all the time.
We haven't called you short at all. You keep calling yourself short.
Women call me short all the time.
Yeah, and I'm a woman, and I'm disproving you. I did not call you short.
E.
You keep calling yourself short.
Oh, well, it looks like that's the episode.
The average height for a U.S. male is 5'9".
Yeah. So, yeah, in America, I'm still short.
So he's average.
I'm 5'8".
Dang, Wylson, how does it feel to be average?
Why is she taking so many shots? Like,
Yo, I had to get him back because he was coming for me the past two episodes. He's been coming at me for the past 2 episodes, and I've had to come with the.
I have not been going at you guys for the last 2 episodes. I have not been.
Oh my! Do you want me to bring receipts? You do not.
You and Brandon took me out of context in the last episode.
Whoa! Mister, we take people out of context. You said
Nas, you didn't watch the last episode, did you?
You tried to say that I said something, and it wasn't even close to what I said, Mister. Out of context.
Okay. Well, good. So, since Nas didn't see it, we could bring it up real quick. Nas, I said that if someone is fat can lead to complications.
Health-wise?
No, yes. Add more to that. No, add more. That's not entirely what you said.
No. That is what I said. Then you had a different narrative.
No.
What I said.
That's not entirely what you.
I gotta go back and watch.
Nas is gonna go back and watch it. Let's not taint him. Let's not taint him.
That's not entirely what you said.
That is what I said. You know what's funny? I even challenged a fan. In the Discord because he said that. I wish I had his name. I would shout him out. Was it A.G. Gaskins? He's always hating. Yeah, that dude's always coming for it, yo. So anyway, with it, somebody was like, "Oh, you said this, that, and the other." I was like, "Find the mark where I said that." He couldn't find it because I never said it. He was repeating something that E said, saying that that's what I said.
No, that's not a tie. When you referenced that, we were talking about being able to look at someone, right? And I said, yes, there are some quote unquote bigger people that yes, you can identify that probably are unhealthy. But I said it's a case by case thing. It's not the same for every single. You can't look at every single person, whether they're big or not, to determine their health status.
E,
Nas,
but you're
that
saying
is
it's true.
all. That is all I said, and he was like, "No."
No,
And
that's
I'm like,
not what I said. That's not what I said, though.
You didn't say, Erin, you know what? Yeah, I did say I agree with you to a certain extent. And then I said it's case by case. You can't look at everyone and know if they're healthy or not. And then you came at me like, no. Yes, you did. Yes,
no, because
you
here's
did.
what happened. Here's what happened. After you said that, even though that's different from the point I was making, I still even have to come at yours a little bit because Nas.
Oh my God.
See,
Nas, he's just proving his point right now, Nas.
Hold on.
He cannot ever agree.
Hold on.
At least I can agree with some stuff he says.
No. What you said was a fact. What,
right.
But also what I said was
but you say this. You just say, first
but listen,
of all,
we
Nas,
said two different things, though. We said two different things.
No, but
right,
you...
hold up, guys. Hold up, guys. All right, so since Brandon's not
Chris.
here, let me moderate here since Brandon's not here. All right, so Nas, I'm just gonna leave you this question because this is basically I listened to this episode like 3-4 times just editing it. So Nas, the simple question is: can you look between two people standing side by side off physical appearance? Can you judge who's healthier between them?
All the time.
No. See, now that's what the conversation evolved into.
But you can't do that.
Hold on. That was not my original point. But we can go into that because what that also turned into was, Nas, if you see a person who's in shape,
right,
standing next to a fat person,
a large person, yeah,
yes, which one of them is more likely to run into health complications?
If you're going off appearance alone,
yes,
then I would assume, and I wouldn't be right, but I would assume that it would be the larger person.
And that's only because fat can lead to complications.
It is.
Now, as far as their kidneys and everything goes, of course, nobody can determine that off site. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My counter to that was that you can't always go off of that because there are people who look bigger who actually are healthier, can be healthier than the person right next to them. And so I said, okay, let's take one of the fittest people in the world, Bruce Lee. He died from a health issue.
He was murdered.
No one. Okay, we're gonna save that. We're gonna save that for later.
Well, let's pretend he died of a health complication.
But what I said is, no one expected that to happen because he was considered the fittest guy in the world.
Right.
All I said was, yes, there are health complications. There's people who are bigger who are not in the greatest state. But you can't judge someone's medical history. You can't judge someone's health. You can't judge their situation just off of how they look. There are some people who are bigger and have probably health issues, but it's a correlation to another health problem that they have. Like it's not that they're big because they eat poorly. It could be because of a health condition or a health condition where they can't lose weight because if they get sick, they can die from rapid weight loss. So all I said was that we cannot make assumptions all the time when it comes to people's health. And that's why we all go to doctors because we all get treated differently for different things. If you could judge someone by appearance, then everyone who's big will have the same kind of diagnosis, the same kind of treatments. And all I said is it's a case by case basis. That is all I said. But you kept arguing. No, but even when I said that, you kept arguing like you're doing now.
No, because the problem is you came up with all of that to try to refute my original statement.
All I said was I don't fully agree with what you said. There's parts that
we're gonna have to agree to disagree.
Nas, do you see this?
Oh, Nas.
I said something very reasonable, and you still
Nas, what was my original statement?
Jesus, you always
Based
want to
off
be right,
appearance.
Wilson. No, hold on. You always want to be right, Wilson. You always want to be right.
It's not that
Yes,
I want to
it
be
is.
right.
You even said in the last episode, "Oh, I'm gonna win this. I win all the time." You did say
no,
that.
that's because
It's
Brandon made that
okay.
challenge.
It's okay to have a part that's agreed upon and a
Was
part
Brandon
that
hands
you
like this?
disagree.
When Brandon was arguing, was his hands like this?
They were. But all I was saying is, in my original statement, there was zero fat in that statement. If somebody is fat can lead to health complications. That's all I said.
But that's an assumption, and I think that's just an assumption. If you based, hold on, because I don't want to rehash this. We've been going on this for like 10 minutes.
Of course.
It's just if you're going off appearance only, which is wrong in my opinion. It's wrong, but I've done it before. Then if I'm going off solely off appearance, but to E's point, even though Bruce Lee was murdered, he died of like heart failure. Yeah, he was assassinated, but that's a conversation for the Discord and Twitter.
No, he was killed. So was his son.
Yeah, that's my man, Bruce. He's from the Bay Area too. Shout out.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to the Bay Area. Yeah, we got to wrap it up, man. R.I.P. Sean Connery too, man. The guy died at 90 in Barbados. Yeah. Bond. Shaking,
he lived a good life. He lived a long life.
He did.
90s, that's long. I don't think people realize 90 is long, and especially for men, because men typically pass away younger.
And he was in Barbados, chilling. I don't know. Lord knows what he was doing down there for the past 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
I can guess. On that beach. Woo! Hello, Sean Connery. yes, Bond, yes. That's my man. What's James Bond?
Oh my gosh. Yo, we need an evaluation of our entire team. Jeez, man.
Sean Connery. Yeah, that's Bond, yo. That's Bond. I'm not going to tell you the comments he used to say, but that guy's real.
Hey Nas, do you wanna wrap this episode up by ending it in Sean Connery?
I can't hold.
Try it. No, try it.
You can do it.
You can do it. Oh
my God. Jeez. All right. I can't do it.
Do it.
Check us out on our Discord, huh?
You sound Australian.
I know. That's why I don't want to do it.
Wait, Wilson, let him go. Let him go.
I can't
no
do
judgment,
it.
No judgment. We're not. See, eyes closed. Go.
This is gonna be terrible. Join us on our Discord, Twitter, and Instagram. I can't do it, man. Just join us on Discord, Twitter, Instagram. I'm regular Nas. You guys? Hello.
I'm Erin Ashley Simon.
I'm Wylson.
That was Chris, Rory, super editor. Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
Grass.